and really get behind me and support me this time and recognise what I'm trying to do here, that I'm trying to get a viral hit in order to improve mental health services in the UK, which, ladies and gentlemen, oh, my voice went a bit funny then, which, ladies and gentlemen, is, and we're going to get used to this saying, a benefit to all of us, right? Improving mental health services in the UK. Yes, I know we've got Canara, and it's going on, right? But, I think I'm going to get the other point. I think it might be. This might be it. Hang on, wait. This was from earlier. Try and patch them together if you can. Oh, no, it's going to go again. Oh, no, wait. It's about the brain. Don't you dare press stop. I've not finished. I know you've only got the attention span of a fucking 3-year-old. Well, 3 seconds or something like that, isn't it, that you've got? Well, this time, you're going to have to do a bit of fucking work. Sorry, I'm swearing, aren't I? Sorry. Because I do want this to be a family thing. And I want the family to enjoy what I'm doing here. And, you know, a fresh and novel way of telling a story in real time, happening right now, during the Corona. Hey, Corona, Dan. You say, I'll tell myself, Corona. And I'll be like, right, Canora. I was like, oh man, I got it right. And then, you know, next time it'll be bloody Canara again. And well, that's something that you add, it's fruit juice, isn't it? You add water to. Canara. Was that how it went? I don't know. Canara. Was it Canara? But anyway, we've established it's actually Corona. Corona bloody virus. Now, can you imagine, guys, if you're listening to this right now, let's have a look how long you've been listening for now. 1 hour, 25 minutes. Shit, do I honestly think this is going to be a viral hit? It's 1 hour, 25 minutes long. Oh, God, I hope people are patient. I hope that this is also going to make us more patient as people and spend the time looking at gems and see great storytelling for what it is when it's happening live. Because everything's better live, guys. It's much better. It's more exciting. It's more thrilling. That's why I'm thinking, if you're listening to this message right now, I think you've got a duty here to share it. Now, I know a lot of you are going to sit there and think, how dare he? How fucking dare he say to me that I should share his piece of content? How dare he? I refuse, on the basis that there's a man called Dan who's supposed to be a friend, trying his very best to tell you all a story in a unique... Oh, I didn't tell you the story about Beth. All right, remember, we'll go into it now. Basically, I used to say, you know the word unique? I used to think it was called unique. I did. I thought you pronounced it unique. I was for years. That was very unique, isn't it? People look at you and think, what the fuck is he on about? Unique. I thought that was bloody brilliant. I loved it. It rolled off the tongue. I was rather unique. And we were at Lightwater Valley once. I loved Lightwater Valley when I was a kid. I'm so sad about Lightwater Valley. It was really going places. Really going places. I'm going to start writing stuff down, actually. about what I want to remember to say, because I'll do this quite a lot, is I'll say something. Oh, hang on, my hand's gone it's quite stiff. Lightwater Valley. You see, I'm writing this down on a pad of paper. Oh, because I want to say something about Lightwater Valley. There's so much that I want to say, actually. And now I believe that I've got a platform to do it. Some of the things that I'm going to say are going to be a little controversial, and there will be, because I am quite controversial in my views and my thinking. I'm a very fair person, right? Very fair. Very, very fair person, I think. You know, my mum did a good job in bringing me up and my brothers to have good values. Good values. Although I'm not sure what's happened with two of them at the moment, Matthew and James. You know, your treatment of me has been disgusting. And you should be ashamed of yourselves. Especially you, James. Absolutely ashamed of yourself. You know, in our lives... Oh, I'm sorry, my hand's got a bit stiff. It's got a bit funny, actually. I hope that's not the sign of Canara. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh, actually, hang on, my hand. It's got to rub it. I'm going to forget things. I need to write this down. Hang on. Underline. So I've written Lightwater Valley. I'm going to forget things. Can I just say that if anyone was interested in what I was going to say, because I always try and have an interesting point to make, and a well thought through point, because I've spent a lot of time looking at society and trying to work out what's going right and what's going wrong. And that's why I've spent time with different characters and unsavory characters, I'm going to be honest. You know, I've got to know drug dealers on a more personal level. You know, I had sex with one of them. Oh, my water. It's run out. But I did. And my reason sometimes for... Oh, I say pretty much all the time. I wanted to know more about them. What brings them to the point that they're a drug dealer? Is it their only source of income? Because if it is, has anyone thought about them during this coronavirus? Yes, they're drug dealers. But have you asked yourself why? What sort of upbringing do you think they've had? Think it's going to be a hard one? I would suggest that yes. It's going to be a fucking hard one. That's why they're a drug dealer. Full time. drugs is something else that I'm going to write down and that is so important that I speak to you all about. Where's my pen gone here? There's going to be certain things that I'm going to label as extremely important, okay? Extremely important. And that's going to include religion. This is my view, right? And I'm very experienced in life. And I've seen a lot. And I've heard a lot. And I've been through so much trauma and hell. You know, I've been set on fire. I've been electrocuted, where I tripped a whole building, 5 stories, and, you know, the wire went through my shoulder. I've lived through numerous death threats. I've been stalked and followed. I've been tortured. I've been raped. Countless times. Yes, it's fucking terrifying. But I refuse to not dwell on it. Hang on. I think I might have some in this. Oh shit, I've got a little drop in here. Hang on, wait. I did. It was innocent bubbles. So, by the way, if anyone does want to give me a little bit of money, because I'm basically, it's a long story. I'm in shitloads of debt, and I'm going to lose my home soon. But I'll update you and all that. I'm in a really bad situation. I'm always in a bad situation, by the way. I have been for most of my life. And I always try my very best to keep my chin up and keep striving forward and trying to come up with a solution to the problem that I've got. And this one has been, how do I score a viral hit in the UK in order to get people to come over to my Facebook page and see the plans and ideas that I've got for improving mental health services in the UK, which, ladies and gentlemen, is a benefit to all of us. All of us, right? So remember to say, which, ladies and gentlemen, and you all say to each other, is a benefit to all of us. And can I also say, thank you to our NHS for all of the work that it's doing at the moment during this outbreak. I nearly call it the Chinese virus then. I just had Donald Trump on the phone and said, I loved it. He didn't talk like that, does he? How's he talk? I should try and mimic his voice because I think I'm quite good at mimicking voices. I am quite good at it. I can do my mother to a T, honestly. And my dad, when he gets angry, and fucking hell, I used to hear his anger. I was a bullied kid as well, by the way. They're not going to like me saying it. They're not going to like me saying it. And they'll argue with me till, the day that I die. They say, you weren't bullied, you weren't bullied, you weren't bullied. They all ignored me. All of them ignored me. My brothers, my mum. I told them repeatedly that my dad was bullying me. Not interested. Not interested. Didn't matter how depressed I was. You know, I was going into counselling at the age of 14. I'd become addicted to my mother's steroids that I was stealing out of her cupboard. Why? Because I wanted to die. My dad made my life that unhappy. I wanted to die. So I kept taking them and taking them. And I remember starting to feel sluggish and thinking I was going to pass out. But I just kept taking them. Because I thought, hopefully you'll just fall asleep and not wake up and you won't go through pain. And the fact that you're feeling so sluggish and you feel like you're falling asleep anyway could be a good sign that this is how you're going to die, that you'll pass out. Because I'm frightened of that feeling of I'm frightened of that feeling of you always think to yourself, will I be watching myself gasping for my own breath? Will I see it? Will I feel it? Will I feel that panic and that fear? That you know it's going to be your last one. Can you imagine? Ooh, sorry. By the way, I'm not saying this to scare anyone. And I'm not, honestly, I'm not saying this to scare anyone. I know that we're going through a pandemic at the moment, a global pandemic, right? And I'm not saying this to scare anyone. But we all must have thought about it. I mean, come on, we're all going to die. We know that. We all know that we're going to die, right? It's a fact. We're all going to die, right? You need to get used to it. We just don't know how. We don't know how we're going to die. We just hope that it's going to be peaceful. We hope that we're just going to fall asleep and not wake up. We hope that the last thing that we saw wasn't going to be a car that was screaming towards us and about to crush us to death. And did we feel our bones crush under that tyre? Did we feel it? Crushing, looking at our arm, seeing it going under the tyre, crushing. Did we feel that pain? Did we feel the pain of that car driving over us and over our chest and breaking our chests wide open? Did we feel it? Was that the last feeling that we felt before we gasped our last breath? And what did we think? So when people are in their cars speeding, and can I just say, when dickheads are in their cars and they rev up their engines and rev 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 those engines and then go flying off down the road when they know it's a 30-mile-an-hour zone And they could be doing 60 or 90. They don't give a shit. Because it's making this cool sound, man. Really cool. And then they go and crash into a little girl that has just gone to collect her ball. Put yourself in the shoes of that little girl. Because that's a problem with this country, is there are very few people that put themselves in the shoes of another man or woman and thinks about how something might feel for them. We'll go on to discuss this one as well, because I should write it down, because oh no, I keep forgetting them though. You'll have to forgive me. I hope we could make some really cool games out of this, couldn't we? What was Dan thinking? What do you think Dan was going to say? And sometimes you can join together, because I'll have a thought and I'll talk about it and then I'll forget it. And then I'll go on to something else, because these are my rolling thoughts. I've said that to everyone. No, these are my rolling thoughts. I've not really thought it through. I'm just going with it. I'm winging it, guys. It's called winging it, okay? That's what I'm doing. I'm winging it, right? I'm trying to stay my best on the side of the law that I can. But I am going to make mistakes here, and I am going to make mistakes, and I'm sorry. But I'm trying to do something that is incredibly novel, incredibly clever, in order to improve mental health services, not just in the UK, but around the world, right? That's a very bold statement. And it's a very bold statement to make. Because I've got to hope that people do get on board with this idea of what I'm trying to do here and actually think, right, somebody start bloody subtitling what he's saying and get it out across networks across the world. Get it out across networks across the world. Why? Why would you do something like that? Think about it. Because this is good. This is a great idea that I've got here and what I'm doing and how I'm trying to tell you all a story about Dan Foster. And he comes from a little place called Commondale, which is a very remote place, quite barren actually. And it's got more sheep than people. Would you credit it, eh? More sheep than people. It's called Commondale. And there's only one of them in the whole world. In the whole world, can you believe that? No, there's only one Commondale. And can I just say, please do visit Commondale. But do it in reasonable numbers, right? Do it in reasonable numbers. You know, don't bloody overwhelm me. It's only a small village. It's not even a village, it's like a hamlet. Let me write down Commondale, because that's a very important subject. Again, there's a lot we can learn from my story, okay? And I've got a hell of a story to tell you all. I don't know if I have a bloody interesting life story. And I do, I promise. It's very interesting. And if you give me your time, I'm asking you all to please give me your time. You know, I'm hoping that people in the United Kingdom are going to see this as, again, like I've said, genius, a great idea, really novel, really clever, what he's doing. And will share it for me. And we'll share and share and share and share and share every episode. I know that people think, well, that's a lot to ask that. No, it's not. It's not. It takes a few seconds to share something. And we all of us, stand on the cusp of doing something quite remarkable while we're all in lockdown. And that is to use this time to think about how we, as the United Kingdom, that has been divided over Brexit, and that's gone on too long. It's ridiculous. Honestly, guys, a vote was taken. A decision was made. Just because you didn't get your own way, you do not behave like some of the behaviours that I saw. We are a democracy. I couldn't believe it when people were saying, oh, we'll have another referendum. Why? People have made their mind up. When did we lose our respect for one another? Respect a decision. I'm going to talk to you all about MPs as well, because this is going to be, there will be controversial things here that I'm going to be saying. Hang on, let me just nuzzle this on my shoulder. MPs. I haven't sniffed in a while, have I? It's quite good. This is by my ear, by the way. I'm recording into my phone. How long have I been going for? Fucking hell, it's nearly 2 hours, this. Nearly 2 hours. Do I honestly think that the world is going to listen to this at 2 hours long? Well, yeah, because I'm hoping that somebody's going to catch on and think to themselves, this guy is doing a world first in storytelling. For those that are just tuning in, these are my rolling thoughts, right? This is me. Hello, my name's Dan Foster. I am a recovering drug addict. Drug addict. Hello. And I also have a mental health condition. I was sectioned twice in the last year. I've got to talk to you about that as well. God, we're going to have some shocks, guys. We are going to have some shocks. I've got some very terrible news for some of us. For all of us, really. I'm just going to give you a few highlights here about what's going to come up. The gay community. That's going to come up. And if you go onto my Facebook page at the moment, what I'll explain to you is that I've been living my mental health life out on Facebook for the last 12 months. And the reason that I've been doing that is to tell the true story. The true story of mental health in the United Kingdom. And that's what I've been doing my very best to do. And I've done it from the heart. And I've done it without filter. Because I believed that if I pushed myself and pushed myself and pushed myself to try and find the answer that I was looking for. And the answer to the question was, how am I going to get a viral hit in the United Kingdom to go on to improve mental health services, which, guys, is a benefit to all of us. Yeah, right, you're catching up now. I wish I could hear you. It's quite nice, that, wouldn't it? I wish I could hear you. Oh, we could have a game. 8 o'clock. You all shout something to me. You all come to the window. Oh, this is brilliant, actually. say something like 8 o'clock or whatever, we all agree that you're going to come to the window and that you're going to shout me a message. And the message could be, what it is you want me to talk about. Like, we could have a subject in each one of these episodes. And you might want to get my opinion on a variety of subjects. The thing is, I'm not going to pretend that I know everything, because I don't. There's lots of subjects and things that are going on in the world that I don't really know that much about. I can give you an opinion. I'll always give it like an honest opinion based on the information that I've got at the time, right? And what I'll do is I always try to be fair. So if I think I don't know all of the information, then I will go onto Google just to try to top it up a bit, look at different viewpoints. So, you know, if there's two different parties, to try and understand maybe what the middle line is. I always try to look for what I think is the kind of halfway point between what each of them are saying and what the reasonable man would do. That's why I was used as a judge, is because I did law at university. I bloody hated it. Absolutely hated it. Oh, shit, honestly. It was shit. It was. I barely went. If anyone goes on my Facebook page, there's this video that I made. And basically, it's when me and my friend Sam, okay, oh, Sam was brilliant. We had such a laugh, honestly. She, of all the people that I've met in my life, Sam, and Beth does as well. Beth does, like, you know, she makes me laugh. But Sam, the laughs that we had were very special. They were. I mean, we used to piss ourselves laughing. Absolutely piss ourselves laughing at each other. Because we just had this way. And she was very...